Hello, my name is Ethan, and welcome back to another episode of Path of Exile Ritual League 3.13. In this episode, I'm basically going to be doing a quick summary of my harvest experience. So I want to give you guys like all the little tips and tricks within like a 10-minute video. Let's just get right into it. So, harvest. What was I doing? I was gambling doctors. These are 36 plus natural doctors. I'm down 4 House of Mirrors. I got up to 50 doctors, and now we're down to 36. So the garden is a cruel mistress. It can give and it can take. The other thing that you do harvest for is you can store crafts in your Horta crafting. You can add the Horta crafter to your to your hideout by going into decorations and getting the Horta crafter after you do your first garden. After you do your first garden, you can get the Horta crafting station. Then you can add it here, and you can actually sell crafts to people. And this would be done by using Discord that I'll show you later. I'll get into this after. But at first, I want to tell you guys how I was actually getting harvest, how I recommend to target harvest, how to actually farm it, and then with this you will lead it into storing crafts and selling them, and I'll show you how to sell them. So first of all, when you run, okay, so there's only 2 areas in the Atlas that have Atlas passives added new as part of the Echoes of the Atlas. You have this Heart of the Grove stuff, and you have the chance of the Sacred Grove, increased chance of T4, and extra rare chosen options, and then additional crafting options too. So this is clearly the better one. So Haywork Hamlet is the better, and the best maps for each tier. Let me put some watchstones in real quick. I'm going to put in my best ones. I'll explain why they're the best after. So in this area, for a T16, I recommend Atoll. So if you're trying to run just the regular haywork for this normal garden running harvest, you can run Atoll as a T16. For T15, you can run Summit. Summit is really good. So Atoll, Summit, and then for T14, I recommend Leyline. So Atoll, Summit, Leyline. Okay, so then what do I actually recommend doing here? My current recommendation is Zana. So I don't really care how you get your Zana missions. I had 70 saved up from when I was running all these maps of burial chambers over here. Obviously now we're at 202, 184. Big numbers. I'm still using Zana. It's really fun. So I recommend using Zana up here. What I found is that Zana up here on T14. So I only recommend Zana on like Leyline, Cemetery, Plaza, Ramparts, and I don't really recommend it on T15, T16. I found through testing that when you do Zana on a T14, you get offered a lot of harvest. You get offered a lot of regular maps. When you do T15, you start to get Elder and Guardian maps. When you do T16, you'll get even more Elder Guardian maps and also more unique maps. So I highly recommend doing Zana on T14s in Haywork Hamlet using your Zana missions. If you run out of Zana missions, you could roll for Zana missions with Prime Sextants. I also heard of a strat where you use the Lex Proxima, increased chance of Zana missions, and then you run Vaults of Itziri in a Rota, and you just print Zana missions. You could get 50 in like 10 rotas or something apparently. That sounds pretty insane. Shout out to Path of Math for that one. And so then it doesn't really matter how you get your Zana missions. You could just run regular maps, run T11s, up to T16s of maps, and kill bosses and get Zana missions with increased chance too. It's the same thing, it's just faster with Vaults of Itziri. So then the idea is you can run two things. You don't need any watchstones. I've tested this without watchstones. As long as you're doing T14 Zana, really the watchstones do this. So I have these watchstones, and they add 1 Zana mission map. To be honest, this isn't like crazy because they don't scale. So they just, with these 4, it's 4 extra maps. So if I'm getting 16, it'll give me 20. And then I can also go one step further. So this is pretty cheap actually. I highly recommend looking at the +1. This isn't very expensive to craft. So if you guys know that the Harbinger mod is really rare and it can cost a lot, like 12x, this +2 additional maps is as rare as the Harbinger, but this +1 is 1/10 as rare, 10 times less rare, 10 times cheaper. So for half the power of the two, with only 1/10 of the price, half of the power, 10% of the price. That sounds fucking insane. So I highly recommend at least the +1s. You don't need the +2s. That's just what I'm saying. 0 is cool. It works. You can still get harvest consistently within every 2 or 3 maps if you do T14. And then I found that extra 1 really helps. The +2, well, if you're rich and you have nothing else to buy, why not get them? They're just a min-max upgrade for free. Because there's nothing better than this. These are best in slot with the +2 after, right? Until I show you another strat. So my recommendation was to get like 24 Zana maps offered, and with the full Zana strategy is running Zana in Haywork Hamlet. You can run extra Zana map options, 1 or 2. 0 is fine. This is my Atlas passives for the Uncharted Realms, very important. So when you're rolling the Prime Sextants on the Watchstones for Zana, you can get an additional use with this Enduring Influence from this Uncharted Realm, and I have a video how to get the Uncharted Realm, which is just doing these bosses and the invitations. But this can get you an extra Sextant modifier, which is 33% more Sextant uses out of your Sextants. So if you roll a Zana, which is like 1 in 50, 1 in 60 Prime Sextants, then the extra use is pretty effective to get 4 Zanas out of Prime Sextants. And then we have 5% chance to get additional Zanas, so we're getting more Zanas. And we also have more Zana maps appearing in Zana, and they double. So this is the thing doubling, but it doesn't double the Watchstones. And then we get an additional 10% of additional Master on completion. And so I also run the +1 Awakening, because +1 Awakening seems to affect a lot of cool stuff, as you can see here. Yeah, really cool stuff that you can get at the end for killing the bosses. And then I think I like Haywork. I like running Zana. Zana is really effective at getting tier 1 seeds and decent crafts. So every now and then you may feel like you go a few harvests where it's just shit tier 1, and you get maybe like a 1 AUG, 1 remove add or something. But then you're going to get this garden that makes no sense from Zana, because she can boost the garden that you get, that you would normally get. So she actually has crazy gardens because you're playing Zana. So there's actually another layer on top of the garden thing, which is running Zana garden is actually sometimes juicier than a normal garden. Now I will explain how you could juice the regular garden if you don't want to run this Zana anymore. Let's say you've ran all your Zanas, or you didn't have any, and you want another strategy. I have another one. So shouldn't do trades, but I just changed the price, and I'm gonna get spammed if I don't do it. So the second strategy, I'll also tell you guys how to sell the crafts and shit, don't worry, because I know all this is around harvest, and you guys will get harvest crafts like I have here, and you'll need to sell them. So then I'll show you how to do that with the examples. Oh my god, everything's selling, dude. Oh my god. Which one's this? Right, I just listed these 15% chance for increased chance to contain a tier 4 shit. I tried it too. You can see how this is pretty rare and it's a pretty shit roll. He wanted both. I didn't know. Lol. He didn't say. But yeah, these are pretty shit, because this is if you're farming tier 4s, and I don't want tier 4s. So now I'll explain my meme. So I have a meme. Okay, so this is how to get tons of harvest and tons of Zana and tons of harvest from the Zanas, and I'll even run an example with the +2 to show you guys. But this is my meme. Okay, this isn't a real strategy, the second one. This is for my meme. Okay, so what I'm doing is this is still Haywork Hamlet, but without running the Zana +1/+2, because I pointed out that you may not even need this. It makes it more consistent. If you're going to be running Zana, it makes it more consistent and get tons of harvest with the Zana. But now I take it one step further. Just like what I just sold that guy, getting an increased chance for tier 4, I don't want tier 4. Tier 4 is synthesis, fracture, and some other shit, okay? You know what I want? I want tier 2s, because the reality for me is I'm trying to farm the sacrifice divination cards, because like I said at the beginning, I've been sacrificing my moneymaker, was sacrificing doctors, and then House of Mirrors, and gambling in the garden, and just getting a ton of those. So they actually are tier 2 blue. So they compete with like crit and shit. So recently, yesterday, I ran these, which gives you harvest crops in an area have an extra chance to grow higher tier plants. So then this area, I got some harvest, and I'm getting 10 crit. 10 crit from normally 1 crit to 10 crit. So, and then there's like 6 gem, 5 of this other thing. It's like half of my garden upgraded to tier 2 because of these. So there might even be a balance between like this and getting additional ones, because I have these, which you can get 4%. So this would be plants harvested in area has 4% chance to give an additional crafting option. And if there's, let's say, 25 crops, 25 plants, then 4% is basically one more plant. So you're comparing this watchstone with the 4% is one more plant. Or let's say we got one more tier 1 upgraded to a tier 2. And so my math was checking out like this. Let's say you have an original, you come into the garden and it's just the one garden. And this watchstone is actually saying lucky, an extra chance to grow higher tier plants. So I'm assuming that it then rolls it twice, and it'll take the better of the two for the higher tier. But only once for like going to 1 to 2. And then you can, so this would be like a 50-50. Or it was a 50-50. Or like, yeah, it's 100% to be that one garden, and now you're adding a second chance, so a 50-50. Okay. So I figured 50% higher tier. So 50% more tier 2s than I'd had before, because we have double the garden basically, and we're taking only the higher tier of tier 2s. Yeah, so it might happen where the tier 2s get upgraded too, which is the problem. And some people have worried that having too many of these, then you upgrade tier 4s to Oshabis. But then maybe you don't run the natural Haywork T4 then, so that you don't increase the chance of Oshabi. But we don't even know how these stack either with the Atlas passives, because this Atlas passive didn't stack with the other one. So maybe this increasing the chance of a tier 4 won't affect the other one either. It's very interesting how all of these things work. But then you think about it, this added an extra chance. What if you add a third one? So now you have 33, like, right? Because you go from 2 to 3. Or is this a 50% increase? But then of the overall, it's like 33%. So I was like, that still sounds better than only adding one more crop. And like the other one was 15% increased chance of tier 4. This on the skill tree is 100%. So even all 4 watchstones, that's only 60. And let's say you get the extra 25% increased effect of the watchstones. This is only 75. It's still not more than this one passive of tier 4. So maybe I don't even want the tier 4, you know, because of the messing it all up. But either way, then I'm like, yo, take it one step further. Let's say you added an extra chance, 4. Now it's 25% still. It's so effective. This is insane at getting my tier 2s if this is the meme. Guys, who wants to gamble? So you put 4 of them, and it's another 20%, and this is still better because it's 20% of 25, and that is pretty good. That's 5 of them. What the fuck? That's so many tier 2s having an extra chance. Okay, maybe the chance was shit in the original, but having 5 upgrade compared to getting an extra 1 crop, it's obvious. This for my meme. This is my meme. This is why I'm saying this is my extra thing. This isn't actually the meta for the best harvest. This is the meta for my best tier 2s. I found it, guys. So I'm doing this. And I might even still roll Zana, and that's my meme I'm going to be testing today. But I'll run one Zana with Caldera, and I run Beyond, and yeah, one Zana with the extra plus 2 times 4, so you'll see how many Zanas you get offered, and then I'll show you guys how to sell the crafts. Hopefully this didn't take too long. 15 minutes, it's not too bad. We'll take it to about 20, double the time we really wanted. We got a Delirium Mirror here, pretty cool, pretty cool. But the main thing is I just look for the Zana, and when we're, oh, I almost messed up. I messed it up. No, I didn't. Saved. Almost messed up the Delirium there. So I just look for the Zana, and then I also kill the boss because I like getting the extra mission. And if I get lucky on the way and find the harvest for on the map, because this is also haywork, right? On your way, like it's pretty cool. So look how many map options. So it stretches across 5, so this is 15, 19 map options. We might not get, okay, we got it. We got it first try. I say I get it every 3 with the, my numbers are like this. Every 3 maps, T14 with plus 2 on every Watchstone, every 4 maps with +1, and every 5 maps without any. So it literally is a linear progression, like adding additional flat maps to the thing just takes out having to, like, it'll increase the amount of harvest you get drastically when you start running a lot and you're doing tons of harvest, and it's really going to add up having these extra percentages. But it's also, well, without the Watchstones, I'm not saying that you shouldn't do it, because I still think it's really fucking good, and Harvest is insane, and everyone's doing Harvest, and the money can be so good if you just do it for a little bit, and it's very easy. Like, the effort you put in, the character you need to run Harvest, you could run white maps in theory. You don't even have to, with this Zana strat especially, you don't even have to alch. So it's really ridiculous. And then we get our Zana, and you can already see this is special. These are big crafts. This one's a big craft offering. Okay, we got extra primal. So what I do here is I do the extra primal because of a chance to get the sacrifice div tier 2 from blue. It's a primal. You could get lucky. I've had it happen once out of all the thing. So then I look through the blues and get angry when it's not here. I don't even do the unique change anymore. It's just tedious. I could sacrifice or do the life. See how we got a blue. This is 1, so we got 1 and then 2. We got 4 T2s on this, and we got crit and unique bestiary, so we can do the crit just because we can. And then light, like if we hit augment chaos, it's decent money. Remove add chaos is decent. Remove chaos is pretty shit, less than 50 chaos, but that's still pretty good money. If somebody hears that remove chaos is shit and it's 50 chaos, they'll be like, what the fuck, Ethan? How is that shit? Augment crit, easy clap. What the hell, dude? We'll check how much that is after, how much we just made in this map for the recording. And then we'll also, yeah, I'll show you how to actually price shit, how I do it, how to sell, and I'll show you the extra step that Sub gave me yesterday for an extra tip, because the thing started to become hard to use yesterday. So we'll trade in this Torment, Gilded Parandus, cool, and we'll go for the extra Atlas thingy. We could go physical over the caster. I'll do the caster here. Caster's pretty cool. I was doing some cool wands with caster, looking for the +1 all spell on the non-fracture wand. I ended up selling it because I got tired of crafting it. Holy shit, this is a lot of, so sacrifice based on its tier. I like to do the T16. This one's just color, so you do the lowest tier red. This one's just map free infused, so I do my lowest map possible. You can tell that I've deleted all T1s, 2s, 3s, 4s. I've done so many harvests. Yesterday we went up in Einhars from 20 to 90 missions, and that's my bonus. That's just a side thing. That was while I was doing Zana, Haywork, Harvest. I'm not, like, this is like me targeting the Delirium Burial. It printed tons of extra shit that I didn't even intend on doing, which I end up using later. And it's really cool. Yeah, that's all. You go through the map, you go get your harvest, and it was pretty simple. It's pretty funny that the first one I test of the Zanas, I go find a harvest, and then the harvest gets me an augment crit, and that was pretty cool. And I showed you some examples that you see those gardens have T2 seeds, and all you need to do is hit a few, well, for me, I hit a few of those crit. Now, that's me looking for T2 seeds. If you're looking for T4s, you do still hit some with this, okay? Zana Harvest, better than the fucking Haywork. I'm still going to be running Zana in Haywork even without those Watchstones. I'm going to be honest. My whole thing is that I don't even know if you need the 1 or the 2. It's a linear addition. It's not that crazy. It does make it better for finding Zana, but overall it feels like it's not that necessary, and then you could just, yeah, run these extra watchstones for increased chance for T4 if that's what you're going for. You go for the increased chance for the T2s, which is what I'm going for. Or you could go for just additional crafts, which I should be more T1 seeds, which would be more of the regular crafts and just getting tons of them. So maybe you could get more augments, remove adds of just the basic chaos, life, attack, caster, so you wouldn't be getting crit, you wouldn't be getting the div as much, but maybe just getting the increased amount of them, you'll get more of the T2s as well, because well, you just have overall more, right? So you could get an additional 4 if you run the 4% on each of them, and that's per harvest. So what do you prefer? 4 additional harvest crops that probably are tier 1, or you could go for the like 10 T2s, which is pretty goddamn sick. 10 to 15 T2s. I like that. There's so many different options. It's really cool. Either way, this is my overall thing of that watchstones and the harvest. Now let's tell you guys how to sell your crafts. So I have this. We just got augment crit, and we have these remove add crits. Let's show you. This is the Discord. The Forbidden Trove. I'll leave a link to the server intro. So I'll create an invite, and I'll make it permanent, and I'll let you guys come to the Discord. So I'll link this. Normally I put this in a private thing on my, I have a PoE stuff on my, okay, here we go. Fixed. Okay, so now on this Discord, let's say you join, you might have to do all this stuff with like enabling and to actually like sell crafts, you're gonna come in and you're probably gonna look like this, and you're some noob TFT guest, and no one's gonna want to buy from you, so you're probably gonna have to like list for lower than what I am doing. So, but I'll give you the overall. So, like I said, we're looking for augment crit. We go to this Discord. I would go to the augment section, and in here I click on the chat and I do Control F, and then it opens up in this search, and I type crit, and then I see 1.5, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1.5, 2, 2, 2, 2. So this looks like a 2x sell, and then I would go and do the, you could go here, and what I would do is type this, willing to sell, softcore, augment, critical, crit, and I do both because it actually, I noticed that, watch this, this search doesn't do, so you have to do both. You have to search both, and then you can see 2x again, 1.5 or 2x is what it's probably going to sell for. And because I'm a verified like super user, they'll sell to me, or they'll buy from me because they trust me. And then yeah, you could just type this in, send it, and then people will message you, and you can get their in-game name. Then you message them in-game, add them to a party, and then they give you their item. You craft for them, confirm it, and then craft the augment. For the other case, remove add, you would go to this rem add, and you can type, so you go to the search, and I would do crit again, and you can see a bunch of prices, sure, 1x, and then when you come back up here, if you do critical, you'll see it's different, 1.5, 1, so like 1's an easy sell, 1.5 maybe. And it's funny because when you search this area, some people might like, okay, so you can see that there's tons of ways to type this. I've found through testing the best way for people to see your post is to type it right, like remove, add, like that, and then you would type your thing. And then at the bottom, I type an extra rem, because people like to search rem and crit for this example. So whatever the short form is of the thing you're putting as your actual thing, you should put as, because for some reason, like, let me show again, crit. It doesn't show you the critical. It's only showing you the crit. So there really is more to this search than just searching. So then there's also willing to buy crafts. And so here, people are buying them actively. Instead of them searching for you posting, you search for their posting and sell to them. So like, for example, I could do crit again and see if anyone's buying crit. PM me with your price. So we could say 2x here again. We have the power to, we could say 2x to these people. They say 1.5. So you can see how we can check prices. It's very effective. It's very, so many ways to check prices. You can just see big examples. 2x collateral. He would trust me, probably looking me up. He'd be like, yeah, that's okay. Yeah, 2x, he would trust me. See this, dude? I'd be able to sell it immediately without even having to list it for sale. So, and in this other one, you can only type every 30 minutes. So you can actually use this to bypass it by just directly messaging people for their sales. Especially if you have all crafts, you have to sell them because they're taking up your space, and this might really help people. Thank you, sub, for this extra tip. I'm giving everyone the extra tip, dude. Now they can also search for crafts too. Now they know how to do prices too. Pog. I hope this helped everyone. Now you can sell your crafts. Now you can list your shit. Now everyone's up to par with where I'm at with the garden. So now you know how to get tons of Zana maps, to get tons of harvest. Or if you don't care, after you get too many and you're like, okay, that's enough. I get it. And you want more of like the, let's say, more T2s or more T4s or more T1s, you can do the 3 other Watchstone options that I've mentioned, and I'm going to be doing the T2s for the sacrifice div. This should be pretty cool, and we'll still be running Zana as well, so we'll still get the Zana harvest at least probably every 5, maybe even more. I don't know. Well, I was saying every 5 is the guarantee. Either way, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for hanging out. This video was supposed to be 10 minutes. I don't know what happened. Either way, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for hanging out. I'm going to take this opportunity to thank the Patreon on my YouTube members who financially support the channel. I can't do this without you guys, so thank you guys for all that support, and thank you to everyone who joins the YouTube members or the Patreon today. And thank you to my 362 subs on Twitch. You guys are the best, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye!